Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I'm doing a little review and tutorial on the Wicked Sisters Cosmetics In Your Dreams palette. Now this one I've had in my collection for a while, but it's kind of been on my to-do list as far as like reviewing and tutorialing goes, because I did a first impressions on it back when I got it, and then I kind of like didn't use it for a bit, but then I remembered how good the formula was. I actually remembered it very recently for two reasons. One, the brand is coming out with a Scream themed palette in a couple of weeks. I think I definitely have lipstick on my teeth, but that's okay. But Scream is one of my favorite horror movies, so I'm super excited about that. And two, as Amanda Ensing keeps on going on her little like conservative news tour, I am periodically getting random comments on my video that I made about her. I wore this palette and also this shirt in that video, so I got periodically reminded of like comments that say things like, "You ugly liberal bitch," which honestly the most insulting thing out of there is them calling me a liberal. I'm a socialist, get it right. But I was wearing this palette in that video, and I, like, every time I see a notification on there, I'm like, hide comment or whatever, but also, damn, I looked good. Wicked Sisters Cosmetics is an indie makeup brand that basically does a whole bunch of spooky themed makeup. So they have their Nightmare on Elm Street collection, they have a Rocky Horror theme, the Craft theme, one themed after The Shining, which honestly I should be reviewing in this video because I haven't done my brows in a very long time, and if I didn't have my brow makeup on to kind of hide everything, I look like Jack Nicholson sans makeup right now. Okay, but they have a whole bunch of spooky themed makeup palettes, and I bought this around Halloween of last year, and I really am trying to just kind of, you know, amp up my spooky makeup collection. This is what it looks like. They have mattes, shimmers, and two pressed glitters. I have used just about every shade except for Prime Time, after I tried like one pressed glitter and realized it's not bad, but it simply isn't for me because just like the taking off of a pressed glitter isn't particularly fun. I admire other people who do use them, and I think that like there is definitely a purpose and that some people do like them. It's just simply not for me. But I think this palette has a beautiful mix of mattes and shimmers, and it's basically like lots of warm tones with a beautiful pop of green here, which I have all over my lid. I tried to use a huge variety of these shades on my eyes today, which you'll see in the tutorial portion of this video. Overall, I really like this palette. When I bought it, I was like, oh, maybe this will be a little bit too neutral for my liking, but just because I don't wear neutrals often doesn't mean I don't ever wear neutrals, and I know that this probably leans a little bit more into the colorful side for more neutral lovers, but I really like this. This has some of the best neutrals, honestly, that I have ever worked with. You'll see in the demo that I actually did my face makeup first, and that's because with this palette, even though, yeah, there's lots of bright and dark shades here, the formula is so nice that I am fully confident that I'm not going to get a whole bunch of fallout all over my like cheeks and ruin my highlight or anything. My favorite shade in here is No Sleep, which I have in my crease. It kind of matches, you know, my shirt. I just love those sorts of tones. I think it is very pigmented, but it blends beautifully. I think if you are getting into indie makeup, this is definitely one of the first shadow formulas that I would recommend if you're like not used to doing a whole lot of blending, but you do want a very good pigmented shadow. I think that this sort of formula is kind of exactly what you would want to look for, especially in the matte department, because they are super pigmented, but you really don't have to work hard with them. And y'all know I love a very pigmented shadow, and I will pack it on and then blend it out. This palette doesn't need to be built up or anything. You can just stick it in, stick it on your eyes. That sounds mildly inappropriate, but like, y'all know what I mean. But I think you can get such a fun variety of looks out of this, and I think the other thing that I really like is that I think it encapsulates the sort of color scheme that goes with Nightmare on Elm Street without making it Christmassy, because I have seen one other Nightmare on Elm Street themed palette, and it was kind of, you know, obviously you have to go off of Freddy's iconic sweater, but, you know, since that is a red and green sweater, if you don't do it exactly right, I feel like it can look very Christmassy, but you really do not get that with this palette. It is such a good formula. I hope that their palettes kind of across the board really have this formula, because I am going to try to get everything in that Scream collection and y'all are going to see that. Yeah, those are my thoughts on this palette. And also it was $28 for this, and they're always having a sale, and there are lots of people out there with discount codes for this, so it was even less. Their shipping was great. I didn't have any problem with like any of the purchasing or shipping parts of this, so that was really, really nice. So yeah, I think if you're looking for an indie brand that is a bit more on the affordable side and isn't one of those indie brands that has like ultra pigmented shadows with like fallout everywhere that you have a lot of trouble blending, I think that this is a really, really good option. And I think that this is also nice for, you know, my horror lovers out there who want some spooky themed makeup, but, you know, might not want to go full on goth or like really super bright, because this is definitely more on the neutral side. And when I was actually looking on their website last night too, because I was like trying to, you know, shop around, see what else I'm gonna pick up when it comes time for the Scream release. And they have like such a nice variety of all horror themed palettes, some that are very, very colorful, some that are very, very gothy, and some that are just simply neutral palettes. And I think that that is really great, because I think horror lovers come in all like styles of makeup, so there's something for everyone on their site, and their formula is super good. I can't wait to try their Scream collection. I said that already, but God, I am excited for that. Okay, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so as with all the looks that I do basically ever, I'm gonna begin with the NYX HD eyeshadow primer, just because I feel like that's the best. It's simply the best. I've also already done my face, which I rarely do, except this is one of the few palettes that I have that I actually feel like I can have my base makeup down and there is not going to be any fallout that gets like all up in my highlighter or anything. Okay, so I kind of want to lean into the sort of greeny grungy tones from this palette, so I'm going to begin with the shade No Sleep here, that sort of mustard, and I am using this Melton Beetlejuice brush, whatever their blending brush is, just very big and fluffy, and that's going to go into my crease as my sort of transition shade. And I'm kind of smoking it out and winging it out a little bit just because I kind of feel like it. This is probably definitely my favorite shade in this whole palette. Like, it's definitely a neutral shade, but I feel like it's also just so unique that it's very versatile and like very interesting, you know? Okay, and now to deepen up the like outer corner of this, I'm going to very lightly take Fedora here on this BH Cosmetics brush. It's a blending brush, very dense, very thick. I don't think they make this brush set anymore, so I'm thoroughly unhelpful in terms of that, but that's okay. But I'm going to just very, very lightly, and even tap it off a little bit, but take that towards the outer corner and just kind of blend it into the outer V. Like, not even blend it all the way over, just, you know, deepening up that outer corner. So I really want to use the green from the palette, so Sweater, that green shimmer, I am just going to put that all over my lid. I'm using the flat end of the brush from the Urban Decay Naked 3. I can't hear the word sweater without thinking of like that Reliant K song, Sadie Hawkins dance. There's nothing better, baby, do you like my sweater? Imagine if Freddy Krueger just like came up to you and it's like, there's nothing better, baby, do you like my sweater? Like, what a mashup. You know what would be really cute if I had it? Some brown liner with this look. I don't have any brown liner, but like, wouldn't that be cute? That's okay, we don't have to have everything that we want. Now I think I want to, I don't know if I want to go with like the same shades or something different along the lower lash line, but I think I'm gonna do just like some neutrals with a pop of like one of the red shades. I don't know, I'm gonna go in with Headsets and begin that along my lower lash line. I'm using the Elf & J Kissa J2 brush. Okay, because I think if I just keep using this, then I can do like a little pop of red shimmer on the inner portion of my lower lash line, and it won't look like weirdly Christmassy or anything with the green. And I'm just like really leaning into like the coloring my eye bags, honestly. Who needs concealer when you have eyeshadow? Okay, this one might have gone a little bit too far, but we're just going to ignore that. Okay, so my camera kind of cut out, but I think I got all the right stuff anyway. I'm going to take Playground here and put that like as a little bit of like a pop of shimmer on the inner portion of the lower lash line. And then as my inner corner highlight, I am going to take Bubble Bath up here and just pop that on in there. Okay, so now I think I'm going to perhaps give myself some wing liner, do my mascara, and put on some lipstick. And that'll be the end of the tutorial. Okay, so I didn't intend for like a full-on Winehouse wing to happen, but it kind of did. But I don't think it looks that bad. I used my Melt Gel Liner in the shade Onyx. On my lips, I am wearing the Glam Goth Beauty Liquid Lipstick in Perish. And yeah, this is the finished look. Okay, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Let me know if you've tried this brand, what you think of their stuff, if you're going to be picking up that Scream collection, because y'all know I will. Probably going to get everything. Anyway, yeah, I will see y'all in my next video. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!